I thought that I was going to be a little bit more, aggressive today, but the callers have been all around pretty pleasant. So,
well, how about we challenge that? Do you want to talk to somebody about Debate Bros?
Oh God.
All right, that sounds good to me. I have not put them in the lower third, so I'm going to fix that right now. Okay. But in the meantime, Kay, calling from nowhere and using a pseudonym. Kay, you there?
Yep. How are you doing today?
Every time I see pseudonyms and anonymity, it makes me really nervous, just as somebody who's producing the show. Because that's when you generally get the Baba Booey callers.
I don't know what that means. I mean, I can give you a regular name, but that doesn't guarantee that it's actually my name.
Oh, no. Actually, if you give me a regular name, it'd probably be easier to talk to you that way.
Oh, okay.
What do you got?
Can I just keep K? I'm always going to call by K if I ever call again.
Okay. I'm going to spell it K-A-Y. Is that okay?
All right. That's cool.
All right. And when I say Baba Booey, I'm dating myself as a really old person. It's trolls. Yeah. It's trolls. People who call in to yell and cuss and genuinely be unpleasant.
Right.
For laughs.
But that's not a troll though. That can just be an asshole.
You're right. You know what? We don't clarify that enough. There are some people who we've called trolls who are just assholes. You're right. That is
because
that's a good distinction.
Somebody who, yeah, exactly. Last week you spoke to somebody who was trying to argue that Destiny was a good influence for the debate movement, and you said something along the lines of there are certain topics that I won't bring into the adult table. You remember that?
Yeah. I remember that. I remember saying that so far, but you're going to have to remind me of what else I've said because I don't remember most of it. So I may ask for help.
You don't have to remember the whole conversation. That specifically, that quote is what I have the issue with.
Okay.
What I'm about to say might sound disrespectful, but I promise you that it's not.
Well, I mean,
relevance is.
As long as
relevance is.
Go ahead, sorry. I was just going to say,
okay.
Can you tell that there's a delay in the phone line?
Yeah, there is. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, as you know, we advocate for respecting the person. That ideas are not necessarily deserving of respect, and so if you're going to be disrespectful about an idea, go for it.
Right. Okay. Relevance is fleeting, and there's going to be a moment in time where nobody cares about what you have to say, and you're going to wish that you had spoken about whatever topics you disagreed with when people wanted to hear, what you had to say. Mm-hmm. And let's say, for instance, Nazism or Christianity or conservatism or fucking whatever it is, that topic that you think shouldn't be acknowledged. Mm-hmm. Destiny's greatest strength isn't that he is always right. It's that he's always willing to speak to these fucking lunatics that believe in whatever crazy shit they believe in, right? And he's most of the time he comes out sounding like a smarter person. And this idea that you shouldn't bring any topics into the adult table is I understand that it comes from a good place, but it's ultimately naive because these conversations will happen whether you like them or not, and it's better if there's an opposition on the other side of the table, and that should be you. You should be willing to speak to whoever wants to speak to you, regardless of the topic. You should not dismiss these people as trolls. Maybe they're just misguided.
Kevin, did you have any? So here's my take on it.
Yep.
When I say it does not get to come to the grown-up table, what I'm talking about is providing a platform. So let's say somebody wants to talk about some really ridiculous topic, like justifying their racism for based on their religion, or justifying some kind of bigotry. Do I think that conversation should be had? I mean,
yes.
I think that your point of it's going to happen regardless.
Yes.
It will. That said, do I need to give that my platform? Should I?
I think you should.
I think that
because if you don't do it, then that person who hungers for somebody to listen to be listened, then a Nazi is going to listen to that person, right? It's not going to be you who could provide some opposition to his ideas and maybe deconvert him or make him realize that his ideals, his way of thinking has flaws. So it's better if you have this conversation.
So you mentioned naivete earlier, and I think it's pretty fucking naive to think that people listening to conversations about, I don't know, race science, for example, are listening with good intent. You know, debate culture is largely team sports, and the idea that there's a even remotely large number of people watching these debates with an open mind, I think it's bullshit.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. Well, I don't have any evidence to provide you other than just anecdotal evidence.
Yeah, me neither. So we're just both spitballing here, aren't we?
Yeah, but again, what do you have to say about what I said about the person going to the tables where he's going to be listened to? All the other people are going to be extremists like him, and he's never going to get out of his bubble.
Got it. Okay, so I think we need to...
no,
it's okay. I think there's a really big difference between somebody feeling entitled to a platform and someone being silenced, right? So if a group doesn't want to invite a speaker, that speaker's not being silenced. That just means that group doesn't want that speaker. Right? If you have a really, really bad take, you are not entitled to a platform and a stage and a debate opponent. You are not entitled to other people's ears. What you are entitled to, at least for now, to a limited degree in the United States, is to be able to talk about it, but you are not entitled to a platform. And so should I give that platform? I don't think that person has the right to my platform. And I think that if they are relegated to the shitlord part of the internet, if they are relegated to, basically, I think that the more we platform those ideas, we give them legs. And having done this for a number of years, I can tell you from experience that when you shine a light on a thing, it grows legs. And I don't want to do that. Providing that platform, I'm not saying that person should never talk. I'm not saying that we should shut them up. I'm not saying that we should, scrub them from existence. But what I am saying is that I don't want them on my platform, and I don't think that other people should put them on theirs. And when you do that, that voice becomes less effective. And I'm absolutely okay with that. It's not true?
That's absolutely not true. No.
Really? So
the voice becomes less effective. It doesn't become less effective.
Okay. So are you saying are you saying that when Trump got taken off of Twitter, are you saying that more people were able to find him?
Yes, because they just went to Telegram where everybody was a conservative, and now you don't have anybody to oppose them. And that's where you get all the fucking conspiracies.
Those conspiracies were there. Those people were spreading that shit. But yeah, no, it's getting a much smaller amount of mainstream attention. Yeah, there's so much less mainstream attention. I don't know if you're remembering this right, but we had those tweets going out almost daily that was stoking a fire to a much, much larger community. The fact that that person is being marginalized by the amount of people who are giving them that platform, I think the rest of us benefit from it. What you're seeing right now is a consistently shrinking group of conspiracy theorists. It's shrinking the more and more predictions come out, and they go, oh, well, JFK is going to rise from the grave on Thursday, and we made shirts. That's been a thing that's happened several times. And every single time that happens, people peel off from that. And when you had people follow you there, right, it's limited. And you're just seeing that getting cut down and down and down. I don't think that platforming it is actually going to help. It's going to grow legs.
Yeah, Joe Rogan is not a debate bro, but he ascribes to this same idea that everyone's welcome, all ideas are welcome. And he's platformed a bunch of bad actors. And do you think that there's been a net benefit to him platforming, all these COVID deniers and conspiracy theorists? Or do you think that's been a net negative effect? A platforming objectively, hang on, no, I'm not done. Platforming objectively bullshit bad actors. You think there's a net negative or positive?
It's a negative for Joe Rogan because he was not opposing them the way he should have, right? And he's a little bit crazy himself. I'm talking about more like Destiny. Do you know who Destiny is?
I do.
Okay, so
and so
any.
Well, I what I'm saying here is I'm not saying that Destiny should be canceled. If I met them, I'd probably, have an interesting conversation. But that said, I think that the more, and this is purely like I kind of want to take this off of Destiny because Destiny's been getting pretty nutty.
I don't really give a shit about Destiny or Vosh or Vaush, however you pronounce it. I don't care about any of these
guys.
Am
I thinking about Vosh?
I don't know.
I might be thinking about Vosh. Okay, I might be thinking about Vosh and that.
Yeah.
Okay, but regardless, if we stick to the concept as a whole, I think that too many people conflate nobody wanting to listen to them and them being silenced. Because if nobody wants to listen
if you're banning them off the platforms, then they're being silenced.
No. They can still talk. They just don't get to be a part of a community that doesn't want them.
Where are they able to talk? That Destiny got banned from Twitch not too long ago, right?
I'm trying to be general here because honestly, I know of Destiny, but I don't know enough to have like that level of conversation. And so I can be general, but otherwise, I'm not going to be able to engage with you that way.
Okay, I see.
Okay. So,
let's get off Destiny for a second.
Okay.
Let's speak more broadly.
I don't like the idea. I'm sorry, yeah?
Let's speak more broadly. Because I don't know who these people are either.
All right, fair enough. Imagine if every atheist thought the way you think. Let's not platform any Christians. Let's not hear the things that they have to say. Let's not debate them in any way. Let's just put them in a little corner somewhere where nobody can hear them. That wouldn't do anything for the atheist movement, really, because they would just be multiplying in their own little cage. And before you know it, a whole fucking disaster happens, and a lot of, a bunch of Christians who don't have anybody to argue against.
So in this hypothetical, is Christianity a fringe idea, or is it what it is currently? Because we're talking about platforming fringe ideas and giving a voice to people who are bad actors.
Well, it can become a fringe idea, certainly, if you leave them to their own devices.
I'm just trying to make sure that this hypothetical is, applicable here. Okay.
Yeah. So if there's a group of Christians that nobody speaks to, like the Westboro Baptist Church,
sure,
then they become fringe ideas.
Okay, so if every atheist never talked about Westboro Baptist Church.
Exactly. There would just be more of them.
I don't think so.
I don't know if we can say that. Think? I don't know if we can say that.
Yeah, I think that...
I think they would languish... I think if they, they would languish in obscurity. Like a lot of the crazy shit that used to languish in obscurity and has been platformed by idiots. Some of them good-natured idiots or naive, good-natured people who just want to try and do the right thing, and they ended up having a net negative result.
I feel like you're being unfair because you just said a second ago that you don't know enough about Destiny or all these other debate bros to speak about it specifically, but now you're saying that you have an opinion about it. I think you should, withhold your opinions until you know a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm speaking generally.
Just generally, because these people are all different. Bosch.
Okay.
What you just said.
But we agreed that we were going to be talking generally. So if you want to change that, let's at least recognize that that's getting changed. By the way, you may want to call when V's here because V has quite a few things to say. V says, Destiny is the nutty one. Vosh is nutty adjacent. And the live chat is going nuts. I feel like there's a party and I'm not in it, and I'm being asked to describe the party.
Yeah.
And
this is insane that V just said that. This is incredibly insane. I
Well,
don't know what.
it's okay.
I want to debate her sometime. I
Them.
want to call when she's in.
Them.
I'm going to certainly do it when she comes back. I
Them.
don't know where she is right now.
They. You're going to get further when you recognize the they them pronouns.
The who? What is it?
They them pronouns.
Okay. What, V?
Yeah. V's non-binary.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah, V's NB.
Okay.
So that said, get this. V's been gone for a month, but they are coming back next weekend.
Okay.
And you may want to give a call. I can't guarantee that V will take your call, but they may be able to engage with you in a way that I don't feel like I'm really bringing the heavy hitting stuff. Know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be able to have a conversation with Destiny? Just send him an email, ask him if he wants to speak. So that you get more acquainted to the topic.
I mean, if Destiny wants to talk to me, they can reach out. Yeah.
Right now, I'm speaking for him. I don't know the guy personally, but I know that he will certainly, without a doubt, say yes if you want to talk to him.
If he wants to reach out to me, that's fine. I'm not guaranteeing that I would do it on the show, but yeah, I'd talk to the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a Discord talk.
Yeah.
Tell him what the show is all about.
Sure.
All right.
Is there anything else before we moved on?
No. Actually,
Kevin?
yes.
What did you have, Kai? Yeah.
Huh?
What else did you have, Kai?
Okay, I understand that when this show started, you didn't really want to explain the differences that you had with the last show, Talk Heathen.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should change your opinion on that, because I think the atheist movement as a whole needs to have a conversation amongst themselves as to where they want to take what direction they want to take. Do they want to be more patient and be more lenient with Christian people whenever they speak to them, or do they want to hang up on them on the 2-minute mark?
Well, so
just,
we're not a hive mind, right?
Names. Huh?
We're not a hive mind. We don't just all decide to do this one thing with one singular tactic altogether.
I don't know. I feel like there's room in any sufficiently large movement for a diverse.
It's getting smaller.
I agree.
It's getting smaller.
Okay,
People are starting to.
Okay, I agree with you on that.
Yep.
Let me just say this. I'll say one thing about it, and I hope you understand this. This is a new show. We're building our platform. And we're building our platform on the values that we think are most important. And those values are listening, engaging, having empathy, and growing conversations a bit at a time, showing the kind of conversations that we want to see. And we want to build that platform on that, and not on starting fights with other people within the movement like that. We don't want.
It's not starting a fight.
I don't want to be known for that. I want this show to grow for the reasons that we're doing it. You know what I mean? And if a time comes in the future where people want to talk about one versus one approach versus another, I don't know, man. I've seen emails from people saying, hey, the gentle approach never worked for me, but being really angry and wanting to defend my faith is what caused me to deconvert. Cool. There are a lot of people who went, as soon as I heard the yelling and the hanging up, I stopped engaging, and it never helped until I listened or talked to somebody who actually, took that extra time. And that's where we're beneficial. Or hell, I don't know how people like Anthony Magnabosco survive having those kinds of conversations. They're like us, but on Valium. It's so
the patience of a sphinx.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like there's a place in there for everybody. I wouldn't want to dictate what is and isn't effective. But at the same time,
harder for me.
At the same time, I hear what you're saying, though. I mean, I do want to see more empathetic conversations. I just hope that, in doing this, we can grow to the point that more people can see that, and hopefully more people can emulate that.
Yeah. I feel like you make it harder for me when I speak to Christians. They automatically think I'm an asshole because they saw, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about
Let's not use
the
names.
line or with the atheist experience, and
Okay.
they see atheists hanging up on them, and
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's leave specific people out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. People are calling you an asshole. Never mind.
Me an asshole? What?
Never mind. I must have misheard you.
Yeah, it sounded like you were saying that people were laying the blame on you for not nice actions that other atheists have done, and I've seen that. Hell, we've had people.
They will do that.
We've had people call in about that.
Do that.
We've had people call in and say that, and at that point, you just got to say, look, you got to take it up with the person that you're angry at. You can't just externalize that. And Kay. Yep. I so get the feeling. I think I said in an earlier call that if I could take responsibility for all the bad things in the world, I would. That's my personality. But I do my best not to. And Kay, you got to do your best not to as well. You got to not.
It's not that I want to take responsibility. It's that I know that people will blame it on me as an atheist. They see me and they say, okay, he's an asshole like this other guy. And so why even speak to the atheist?
I feel like we've gotten off topic.
Yeah. I do too. But Kay, I do want to give you the chance. Kevin, is there anything else that you wanted to, as far as being on topic?
No, that's it. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I'm going to call some other time when Dee's on the show. Thank you very much for answering my call, and have a good day.
Hold on a second.
I had something, but I lost it. So yeah, it's all right.
It happens. All right. Take care, Kay.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I know. I have this sixth sense that wherever V is, there is steam coming out of their ears. And I want to see it.
Yeah. I'm not putting down just the idea of debate, but I am not convinced that it has been a net positive. Looking at the state of the world, I'm fairly convinced that it has been a net negative. And so, I don't know. It seems like platforming bad actors hasn't worked out that well.
Yeah, you're right. This free speech absolutism.
Yeah.
It feels kind of tone deaf, given that I feel like it doesn't take into account the nuances and intricacies that have led to people being in positions of power where they are, and how that means that when you come to the table, people aren't coming to the table as equals, and I feel like that gets forgotten by debate bros.
Yeah, and fanboys.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,